Yes? On the other hand, a grown man says, am I mad to talk when the professor is talking? I want to learn from him. Am I mad that I should come here in this establishment and institution and not do my work? Nobody needs to threaten me into doing work because the loss will be mine. That grown man will say, oh professor, I want to learn. How best can you assist me in learning? The child is told, learn or you will get caned or detention. There's a very big difference between the two perspectives. There's a very, very big difference. We, it seems, are still stuck in that nursery class in which we are told, pray namaz, fast, do this or that, and we say, oh yes, I have to pray, I have to fast, I have to read the Quran, I have to learn the knowledge of the world. Does Allah need to tell us that you need to learn? It's a human dictate. Learn, expand, grow. If anything, say to Allah, assist me in this beautiful growth that you've given me. Now, having said this much, we will now begin to point at something else. As we said in the very beginning, the only reality that I observe is this reality of mine. That's all I have anything to base on. Look at the reality, existence that is there, that surrounds us. Maybe that will provide us with the answers that we need. Maybe at times religion has confused our minds. But it is amazing that this religion liberated confused minds at one stage and is confusing free minds at another stage. Isn't it quite amazing that those pagans who did not know how to read or write, who had no value of humanity, they were brought to those glorious heights that they championed the cause of humanity. And they were the fathers of modern empirical scientific methodology of observation and data collection. And today's Muslims have the same Islam, and that same Islam is leading to regression. Pagans were liberated. Free men have become frightened children. Something has gone wrong somewhere. We have to admit to this. Yes or no? And whenever we see Hussein ibn Ali, we see this reality staring us in the face that something has gone wrong. There is a religion beyond the one I have perceived. Maybe that is the greater expression of Islam. Now, what about this reality that we see? Do we find anything in this world of God that is at a standstill or stagnant? Do we find anything? Look at a child. As soon as it's conceived, it begins its unidirectional one-way journey. There is no stopping. There is no arrest to this forward motion. There is no regression. There is no stopping. There is no looking back. It's a one-way street and we are rushing on it. Allah says, Ya ayyuhal insan, innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan famulaqi. O man, you are being driven to your Lord, assured, driving in a way that you shall meet with your Lord. There is a one-way system. We are on one road. We are following that path. There is no stopping. There is no looking back. Even if we wanted to, we can't. From the time of birth of the child till the time of death, there is nothing but increase in age. Is there or is there not? Do you ever find the growth being suspended? All we find is growth changing hands. At a level when the physical growth is at its maximum and it begins to stabilize and then decline, we find intellectual growth ensuing from there. And when intellectual growth arrives at a certain maturity, we find a wholesome collective growth that we call the real growth or the spiritual growth coming up. But we don't find any stop, do we? And after that, what do we find? We find a one-way road in Barzakh. After that, in Qiyamah, every description of Qiyamah, one after another, read it. 50,000 places will have to stop. All of them are advancement, one after another, one after another, one after another, one after another. Even in paradise, there's no stagnation. One paradise, then another one, then another one, then another one, until the proximity of God comes, and that too is infinite and unending. Has anybody stopped anywhere? Is there any stopping? There is no stopping. Put a seed inside the ground. It sprouts, bursts forth from the ground, grows into a tree, bears fruit, gives further seeds, and procreates, and the process goes on. Look at the whole universe, from the Big Bang, or even those smaller particles that we call. From that duly charged particle, or whatever were the humble beginnings of this universe, it has expanded. It is blowing at a velocity unimaginable. It is still growing and expanding. Human being is no different to any aspect of the creation of this beautiful world of God. We are all sharing in the same trait, and that is only one trait, and that is the only observable reality, and that is that we are growing. That simplicity in the duly charged particle is elaborating itself and recognizing itself in the wonderful expressions that it has provided us with and gaining. And at every instance it is bursting forth, creating stars upon stars, planets upon planets, life upon life. Look at this earth. Once it cooled down from the primordial soup, from those simple-celled creatures, till now, what have we done? We have done nothing but grow, haven't we? The Muslim is challenged if it's said to him that we evolved from monkeys. What difference does it make what I evolved from? Reality is, this is what I am right now, and what will I do with it? What will I do with this reality right now? But from that primordial soup till now, we have grown. By the way, I'm not advocating the theory that Adam came from an ape or anything, yes? We're just saying, we just see one trend, one reality. Now look at the human being and our humble beginning. From a person, a frightened person within a cave, who did not know how to spend a day till the next. Frightened individual, worshipping the sun, worshipping the seas, to that person who controls the mighty waves, who explores the oceans, who casts his rains upon the heavens, who is about to grasp the heaven within the palm of his hand. From that individual, frightened individual, who used to sit in a corner, call out to a god, and say to him, provide me with food, provide me with light, provide me with heat. Today, he has become the creator himself. He has created light. He creates heat. He creates food. He creates dwelling. He has captured the air. Look at him. From a person who did not know what was outside his cave, to this stage where he knows what lies at the end of his galaxy and beyond. From a person who could not travel 10 kilometers to a person who is now beginning to envisage how to exploit the dark matter, or to work out the wormholes and the black holes to travel at a speed that's beyond light. Well, of course you can't have speed beyond light, but something that defies even light, and go and traverse to the other side of this vast, vast, unending universe. Isn't that the only reality that we are observing? Isn't that the only reality that we are observing? Now, in the face of this singular reality, in the face of this reality, the one of growth, evolution, elaboration, bursting forth, what is Islam? Islam cannot be anything but a means to accommodate this fulfillment and growth. It cannot be anything but this. Otherwise, it is not befitting a religion. It's not befitting as a religion. If it cannot accommodate that singular reality with which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has originated the whole of creation, then of what use is this Islam? There is only one truth we observe, and that is this truth of growth and evolution. Islam's completion was that the individuals to whom it came understood it in a way that allowed them to grow. In this way, Islam is secondary, not primary.